All right, there's been a lot of conversations surrounding the last 24 hours or so with my video dropping yesterday on Arena Breakout Infinite's pay-to-win monetization models. There is people on both sides of the fence, you know, debating and discussing how pay-to-win Arena Breakout is, what does pay-to-win actually mean? Like the conversation across social media has been insane, which has actually led to pressure being put on other developers in the space to kind of discuss like what your monetization models are going to be, because we're seeing how Arena Breakout Infinite is getting just completely destroyed all over socials. What's your plan? And Delta Force Hawk Ops has chimed in with the lead developer, going on record and responding to somebody on Twitter by the name of Chase10784. This just happened yesterday, and I want to talk about it in this video because this is huge. So Chase asked on Reddit, will you have paying for in-game currency? ABI said no pay to win, yet you can pay to get in-game currency, which is pay to win and ruins the integrity of the mode. And the lead developer, Shadow Guo, literally jumped in. I can promise that this will absolutely not happen. This is a clear standard that we wanted to set for our game. As a dedicated FPS gamer myself, I made sure our team placed great importance on the global player experience and community. Now, here's what I will say. That statement already is mirroring what we heard with Arena Breakout Infinite, but they go even further and they clarify exactly what that means. The primary content we offer for our players to purchase includes weapon skins, character cosmetics, and battle passes. First and foremost, our large-scale Havoc Warfare mode has no pay-to-win elements at all. We also promise that Technic Alloy, which is the in-game currency for Delta Force, as well as equipment in Hazard Ops, will never be sold. They must be earned through gameplay, participating in events, or trading with other players in the auction house. We will not sell these items directly, unlike other games. The highest level of safe boxes, 3x3, will also be available for free by completing missions in our Hazard Ops mode. Now, this is where I'm going to stop again. We gotta be able to read between the lines with all of these things. I don't want this to come as a shock when I read that the highest level of safe boxes will also be available for free by completing missions in our Hazard Ops mode. That doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to be able to pay for them with real money. And like, this is the situation. We have to dissect exactly what these developers are saying. In every fucking word has to be looked at and be like, well, this could be misconstrued and technically we didn't say it this way. This is where we're at as a community. So the highest level of safe boxes will also be available for free by completing missions in our Hazard Ops mode. They don't say, which would have been way better, they don't say that the highest level of safe boxes will only be available by completing missions within our Hazard Ops mode. So just to be sure, we have to wait and see what that actually means. Adding to that, a large number of safes in Hazard Ops will be given away during our community events, and more seasonal rewards will be provided through the Battle Pass. We also promise that all multiplayer content will be free to experience, with no game content locked behind a paywall. So with that, maybe that's their explanation for like, we are not going to be able to just pay for certain things. It's not going to be locked behind a paywall. A lot of people are very psyched for this announcement, but for me, after seeing the bait and switch that ABI pulled with their marketing and their discussions and we're listening to the community, we don't want pay to win elements, but then bend over backwards like they're playing some fucking mental gymnastics in Olympics 2024, to then say that, well, it's actually just pay for convenience. It's not technically pay to win, even though everything that they're doing in Arena Breakout Infinite is pay to win. And the thing is, like, I see everybody arguing whether or not it is pay to win, whether or not it's not. Well, people can buy gear, they can go in and lose it. Look, it is pay to win. The only thing that a lot of people are arguing online is whether or not you're okay with it or not. If you're okay with somebody paying money to get the gear that you're trying to earn, going into a raid and then potentially losing it right away, that's okay. If you're fine with that, I mean, fair enough. That doesn't make it any less pay to win in the general sense of what we call pay to win. Somebody put it best, I saw on one of the comments under a video: if Arena Breakout Infinite isn't pay to win, then nothing is. And so with Delta Force literally being owned by Tencent, which again, Arena Breakout Infinite also owned by Tencent. There's subsidiaries and publisher companies that are kind of the middleman here. Regardless, all of that money is coming from China. And people are asking the questions like, look, if Tencent is willing to push these kind of microtransactions in ABI to the point of like potentially ruining that game's launch, what's Delta Force going to do? A lot of people are taking this at face value and believing the developers when they say, you know, never sell in-game currency, no pay-to-win elements. The safe box thing, I think, is going to be a little interesting because I feel like that sentence could be misconstrued a little bit to the point where like they maybe will sell it, but you also can get it for free. It's one of those things where we're just going to have to wait and see. Delta Force Hawk Ops, I think, caught a lot of people by surprise. I remember covering it and I was excited for the potential of a Delta Force kind of revival and you know, the way that they're doing all of these things with the Havoc Warfare mode, the Extraction mode, the campaign. I'm very excited for Delta Force Hawk Ops. A lot of people weren't when they first announced it, but after playing in this recent playtest, I think a lot of people are really enjoying the game, realizing that there is a level of polish there that they can get with the AAA space here in the West, but usually you're paying $70 or $80 or more to get it, whereas Delta Force is going to be free. One of the big conversations around this whole pay-to-win, like selling in-game currency thing I see a lot of people using as a way to defend it is the fact that these developers have to make money somehow. And I felt like I addressed that good enough in my previous Arena Breakout videos before the launch, in which I said, like, you already have the ability to sell skins, you already have battle passes, you already have the subscription fee on the fucking, you know, the safe container. Why do you also need to sell in-game currency? And the thing about Delta Force now is, let's say when it launches, and I hope to fuck it doesn't, but let's say it does have pay-to-win elements. The question I have is why, and if your answer is, well, they need to make money, you're already selling battle passes. You're already selling weapon skins. You're already selling cosmetics. You're already selling and making all of this money off of all of these different things. Why do we also need to lean into pay to win? Now, the developers are saying they don't want to go there. I'm going to take them at face value. I don't know if I believe them fully. I want to believe them so bad. Ever since I started jumping into game development, and we're obviously making our own game, it's a lot smaller scale than a lot of these other games, but I have learned so much about the game development side of things, and I always, like, for the last couple of years, I've been trying to just give more developers the benefit of the doubt. And a lot of you guys have probably noticed that for me, I've been trying to just enjoy games more and be excited for games, give them a genuine chance. And I think that that's just a part of growth. But then I see shit like the last 24 hours with Arena Breakout, and like I'm tired of the manipulation. I'm tired of the well technicallys. I'm tired of the well actuallys in the gaming community. I grew up at a time where microtransactions didn't fucking exist and companies still made millions and millions of dollars. Gaming has only gotten bigger, meaning there's no way to compute why these companies can't make money in other non-predatory ways. It's not a fucking excuse that I even want to hear anybody spit. I don't want to hear it from your mouth if you think that the only way these companies can make money is by giving you advantages if you spend money in the game. It's fucking ridiculous to me that we're even having this conversation. In 2011, John Ricciatello, the then CEO of EA, proposed in a meeting that gamers would be willing to pay for reloads in games. If you maybe run out of ammo, you can swipe a credit card and you can pay for ammo. 13 years later, we're having a discussion about buying gear in a game that is all about collecting gear. I don't know how we got here. With as much as gamers like to bitch and moan about absolutely everything on the internet, we're still somehow in such a worse off spot than we were 15 years ago in terms of the monetization model of these games. I don't know what it's going to take. And maybe what it takes is eventually me just saying, fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore, and just like fade off into the shadows, because it's clear that we've lost the plot. The community, if we're sitting here defending buying ammo and guns and gear in an extraction shooter, I don't know where we go from here, because to me, That feels like we've gone through the bottom of the barrel and we're falling into oblivion. I want to believe Delta Force and I want to take them at their word, but I will say that I'm very, very hesitant to believe anything that they say when we literally just saw the manipulation in the marketing for Arena Breakout Infinite. I want to know your guys' thoughts down below. What do you think of this post? Are you excited for Delta Force? Are you nervous? Do you believe the developers when they say that there is going to be no in-game currency, no pay-to-win elements? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Let's have a conversation about it. My name is Big Fry, and I'll see you on the next one.